welcome to my Flosstube channel, Thread the Needle. My name is Vani and I'm so glad that you've joined me here today. It's been a few weeks since my last update and I had an exciting adventure in the meantime and I'm here to share. First, I'm going to start with the very little progress I made on my whips over the last few weeks. I think the last I left off, I was planning to get ready for a retreat that I was going to attend, and then I got sick with a flu. Oh, it zapped my energy. So between that and then getting ready for the retreat, I didn't get a lot of my own stitching done, but I did some. So here's where we are. I'm going to start with Ganesh because I think I made a little bit of progress from the last time I showed you. I hope anyway. It's still one of my favorite pieces to work on. And I'm still continuing to work on that diagonal here, right here. And I've made it into this section here. So this is a lot of confetti heavy, that ornament. So continuing on into here. But I'm hoping next year, I think the plan is to make it a focus piece. And I'm hoping that'll mean that I actually get a lot of work put in on it. Sorry, from the flu and the cold, I still have a tickle in my throat. And I think I just, yeah. And I'm hoping that I'll get better as the days go. But there's always still something in the throat, isn't there? Then we're going to move on to my Christmas piece, which I try to pull out every month on the 24th and 25th. It's a sale that I started a couple years ago with Leanne, and we keep moving forward with it. So I'm using this lovely little project bag that I got from Kaylee, and inside is my project for Christmas, and tiny little bit of progress. As you can see, it's still a lot of sky, but as we move into these sections right here, more is happening. Excuse me. For those of you who don't know, I started this piece thinking I would try and do extreme cross country. I didn't take very long for me to change my mind and realize that, yeah, no, that's just not for me whatsoever. So I'm not going to do extreme cross country. I'm not even going to attempt it. I moved back to my regular method of stitching, stitching in diagonal. And this is, I think, the page bottom. So I just do a jagged line here so that there's no line breakage. And then I just continued with my diagonals. And then moving on, I'm actually going to share a little bit of my anniversary piece that I'm working on for my husband. I'm continuing to try and make progress on it. I do have a goal of trying to get it finished for our anniversary next year, but I'm not pressuring myself into it. So the area I'm working on is his face right now. So we're making progress. Almost got one eye section finished, and then we'll move on into this way. And then I think I might go back over this way and start another row down that way. But it's a long haul. It's a really large project, but I'm hoping to make a push and make some effort and try to get as close as I can to a finish for our anniversary. And then it'll be finished when it's finished. So then next I wanted to talk to you about the adventure that I was so lucky to be able to participate. I was ever so fortunate to be able to get into Stitch in London, London, UK, because for those of you who don't know, we also have a London in Canada. It's London, Ontario, and so that's not where I went. I went to the UK. And since it's so far away, my husband and I decided to make a mini vacation out of it, and he came with me, and we stayed a few extra days outside of the retreat, and we explored London for a bit, which was fantastic. So the retreat, it was a really nice number of people. It was, I think there was 50 attendees. It's run by Stitches and Diamonds. Marie runs a fantastic retreat, and she's so helpful, so really looks after all the attendees, and it was just a great experience. I met a lot of new people, and that community, our stitching community, no matter where in the world you are, the people are just so wonderful. They're kind and encouraging and just so enthusiastic about our craft. It's just really nice to spend dedicated time with each other doing our craft. It was lovely, lovely. So part of the retreat is a gift exchange. It is voluntary. You don't have to participate. If you do participate and you make a gift exchange, a smalls exchange, you receive one in return. So I'm going to put a picture here about the box that I made. So I bought a little trinket box and I stitched our Newfoundland flag, and right in the center you'll see the island of Newfoundland, and I finished it and backed it and then attached it to the top of the trinket box, and inside I filled it with a couple extra treats. And so that was my contribution to the smalls exchange, and here is what I received in return. So in return, inside was, first off, handmade soap. It smells lovely. And then this little pouch, it's also handmade, and I'm always in awe of people who can make things like this, because I'll admit my talent is cross stitch. That is where my talent lies. I know I'm good at it, but also I'm not good at embroidery. I'm good at cross stitching. So I know where my limits are. I'm good at that. At sewing, I don't have a prayer. I don't have the talent when it comes to sewing. And when I see things like this, I'm just amazed. So this is a little pouch with a little hook on the end, and it's enough to hold a couple of cards. So your ID card and a credit card. And my gift giver told me I can just hook this onto your keys, and that's all you have to do. You don't have to take a big bulky bag if you're just running out for an errand. It's all right here in this. I think that's great. Then the best part, this is my stitched portion of my gift. It says the desire of the moth for the star. So it's a pretty little moth stitched up, and then it's filled. It's an adorable pillow. I've been trying to think of ways to decorate the back of my video. I think what I've decided is I'm going to display some of these, little trinkets and gifts that I've received. But I think mostly what I want to do is take some of my finishes that I have hung up around my house and actually have them on the shelf here instead as my backdrop, so you can see some of my finishes. Yeah, I've been trying to think of ways to kind of spruce up my background. I do like displaying some of my works in progress, but it just takes a lot to try and remember which ones I displayed in the last video or the previous video and then switch it out. So I thought, you know what, let me just put up some finishes. But December is coming soon, and that means my backdrop will be all Christmassy. So maybe I won't have to worry about it until January. The retreat. So what happened next? So then we also exchanged gifts, just small gifts with our table mates. There was 7 of us sitting at each table, and for my table, I crocheted them. I don't have a sample to show you because I was making them until the very last second. I'm not joking. I was crocheting on the plane in order to finish these. Little coffee cup cozies, so you can put your coffee cup in it, and that way your hands don't get too hot. And I think with that, I gave a little notepad and a pen, because when you're at one of these things, it's always good to have something to write down, because someone tells you about a designer, someone tells you about a chart, and you're going to forget if you're anything like me. So you want to write it down. And then in return, a few of my table mates gave me a lot of treats, sweet treats, which did not last very long. And I also received this in a cute little box, and here's what's inside. Some Anchor Black, because you can never have enough of that. And inside it's called a hoop display stand. It looks like a large guitar pick, really. But basically, I don't have a hoop to show you. I'm just checking in my boxes. No. But basically, you lay this like this, and you put the hoop in here, and your display piece can just stand there. And it's really lovely. I'm really looking forward to being able to use this. So I'm going to see what it can be used to display. And my anchor black. And then another lovely lady at my retreat gave me another little pouch. This is more like a little change purse pouch. You can put anything in it. You can use stitching related or non-stitching related. It's really, really lovely. And then there was a few people walking around giving away treats, and I picked up a few of those. Let's see what I have here. Okay, so I've got a, oh, I almost dropped that one. This also came with the pouch, actually. It is just a scissor fob, and it has a needle threader right there. Really cute. Then more scissor fobs. I picked out one that had a little 2024 tag and the Eiffel Tower, because I don't think I'll ever make it to Paris to see the actual Eiffel Tower, but this one was very, very adorable. Then I picked up another little one. No, this one I didn't pick up there. It was pre-ordered, so maybe I'll move on to the pre-order section. So those attending the retreat had the option to purchase in advance a few items that some of the vendors were going to provide. And I decided, so I'm going to start off by showing you this. This is a special chart that was created for Stitch in London 2024 by Yasmin's Made with Love. Yasmin, I was lucky enough to be sitting at her table, and her vending table was right next to ours. So it was very hard to stitch while all her lovely things were on display. And I'll show you what I bought from her later. But she created and provided the chart for this year. And you were given the option to buy this box as well as the pattern. I wasn't sure I'd have enough room to bring the box back, so I just pre-ordered the pattern for the Stitch in London. I know what you're saying. It's not full coverage, Vonnie. I know, so it's just going to be like a memory keepsake. If I do stitch it, maybe I will, and I'll display it here in my new backdrop. Along with it, I also pre-ordered this. I think this was with Roxy Floss, if I'm not mistaken, but it's a little key fob again, or a scissor fob. It's really sweet. It's got a little fan at the top, and oh my God, my hands are just not functioning today. I'm dropping everything. The cutest part is this little stone piece at the bottom. I love a little bling bling. Can you see that? Love it. Now, let's see. I have to pull out my notebook because otherwise I will forget what I was talking about. Right. Now, before I show you my retreat stitching, I'm going to show you what I purchased. So, first of all, along with our tables, we all received on each of our places, there was this. I love these bags. I recently bought a whole bunch of them, and that's what I put all my charts in. And, like, I have a few of them here, actually. You can get them on Amazon for, like, a dozen. And, like, I put all my charts in there, right? It's flexible, it's breathable, and it doesn't make a lot of noise, and it's, you know, it's just perfect. I put all of my charts in here. It's just the best. So, not only were we given another one of these, and actually one of my table mates gave out one of these as her contribution to the table gifts, which was really cool because they're so useful. Okay, inside, there's a few things. This one is a little, I guess it's like I guess people use it for floss, but it could be a key ring. And it just says Stitch in London. So the same pattern that is right here is stitched and the picture is placed inside the key, this part here. And then this is from Daria Makes, and we were given that, Stitch in London. You know, I've been thinking about it. I store all my floss on bobbins in bobbin boxes, but so many people out there have floss drops, and they, you know, for each project they have a ring with their floss drops, or these. I don't know. Maybe I should try that, but I've been debating it. And then this is another cute little design made by Yasmin's Made with Love. And it just says Stitch in London. I don't think the year is written on it, but yes, on the chart, but not in the stitching. Stitch in London. It's very, very sweet. And then purchases. What did I buy? So like I said, Yasmin her vendor stall was right next to our table, and so she was sitting with us, and it was really lovely to get to know her. And I couldn't stop looking at a couple things at her stall. One was this lovely Stitch in London bag. It's still in its bag that I just took out of the suitcase, so I'm opening it up for the first time here with you today. It's really, really nice. So well made. Has all the regular London motifs on stamps designs in the back. This cute, cute, cute little, it looks like a hibiscus flower or some kind of tropical flower, but here it is. And then of course on the inside is heart-shaped British flags. Love it. Absolutely love it. The other thing that I couldn't get by without looking at constantly, I wanted to get was this chart. Christmas Village. It's really, really lovely. Again, I know what you're saying, Vani. It's not full coverage. What are you doing? I'm not saying that I'm veering away from full coverage. That will never happen. My first love is and always will be full coverage. But every once in a while, I do enjoy something like this that's not like your Quaker style or anything like that with a lot of spaces. But this, I really loved this section. This, I think I asked her, and it is what I thought it was, meant to be like poinsettias. I say poinsettia. And then the village. That's just really adorable. So I'm really looking forward to stitching that one. So thanks, Yaz. Then we had a raffle. I did not win. However, I really liked one item, so I wanted to purchase it. So Marie was able to help me get my hands on one. It is, I guess you could call it a project travel bag. Here's what it is. Okay, so comes with a handle. Now, part about it that I loved was there's multiple portions. Okay, so you open it up, and it's quite deep on this end here. Right, so it can hold all these. So there's many leaves. You can put projects on either side, this side and this side. Another project here. You can, these are elastic slots. You can put anything there. More project space over here. And then more project space over here and more over here. And it can close up into a handy dandy little carry bag for your project. So if you're ever traveling anywhere, sometimes my friends and I haven't been able to, I'm so sorry ladies, I haven't been able to join on any of their cross-stitch nights because it usually happens when I have things going on, and you can just carry multiple projects at a time. I just loved it. It was really, it just seems very functional for me. I like it a lot. Now I get to show you my retreat stitching. As you all know, and if you don't know, I have a particular piece that I call my retreat piece, and I like to work on it at every retreat that I attend, and it's going to take me many, many years to complete because I stitch a section for every retreat. And this one is the very middle section, this square right here. I was hoping to get halfway through at the retreat. So what happens is I start it at the retreat and then I try and complete it when I get home. Because I know with everything that goes on a retreat, I'm lucky that I got in this much stitching, okay? And then this needle minder, another little keepsake from the retreat, Stitch in London 2024 with some more bling bling. I love that. So yeah, it's not bad. I think I calculated it, and my total number of stitching, if I'm not mistaken, let me check real quick, because I know I posted it on my Instagram. I completed okay, I know I'm taking a long time. I'm really sorry. I'm scrolling through my Instagram, which is not very good, but I know I posted it somewhere. Ha! I completed 2,483 stitches at the retreat. And then over the next few weeks and months, I'll just complete it. And then I'll just do a few stitches every night, and then it'll be ready for my next retreat. So far, would you like to see what it looks like in all pulled out? Let's see if I can get that going. So far this is what it looks like. And before I left for the retreat, I made sure I added in all the dates. So this is a retreat from 2021. This is 2022, 2024, 24, 23, 23, 22, and 24, and 24. Some retreats I do 2 blocks at a time. Some retreats like this one and this one, I only do 1 block at a time. I think my next retreat, I don't know, maybe this looks odd to me, so I might try and fill that up. I might do one here and one here. But yeah. Oh, so much fun. Oh my gosh, from far away, the colors look even more amazing. I love it. I love it so much. So, one thing that I wanted to also talk about was some upcoming new starts. You know, I was thinking to myself, I've already got so many charts. Why are you starting new charts? And to be perfectly honest with you, it's because there are so many things that I want to work on. And I don't think, I'm not a finisher. We all know this. I'm not a finisher. I am a stitcher. I stitch for the journey. I have no expectation of finishing any items. I am happy with however much I get done along the way. And there's so many pretty charts coming out that I just love it. So I think last time I showed you a new purchase that I had made, Bits and Bobbins from Heaven and Earth Designs, and I had no plans to start it. Then I was watching some Flosstube videos, and Stitchin' Mommy, Sarah, mentioned that she had seen it on my Flosstube, which, let's just put that aside for a second and tell you how much it brings me joy that someone like Stitchin' Mommy, someone like Sarah, watches my Flosstube. I'm just going to leave that right there. I have only been doing Flosstube for a couple of years. Sarah's been at it for a while, and I consider her one of the veterans of Flosstube. And I think it's very, very cool that she was watching. Anyway, back to it. She mentioned that she also loved the chart after I showed it, and she'd be interested in doing a stitch along. And who am I to say no? So Sarah and I are going to be doing a stitch along, but not anytime really soon. We're going to plan for next year. We're thinking of a January 14th start. We were trying to think, she already has a New Year, New Start, so she was trying to think of when can we do this? And I suggested January 14th. January 14th in my culture is considered like the new year for ours, because I think we follow the lunar calendar or some such thing. So it had a bit of a significance, but you know, we wanted it sometime in January. So January 14th, we'll be starting Bits and Bobbins by Heaven and Earth Designs. So that gives me time to kit it up. I think I have to see how big I want it to be because it's a big chart. So I want to see what count fabric I'm going to decide on. Now, more recently, like literally yesterday or the day before, I was in one of our stitch group chats with some friends, and I was telling them about this absolutely beautiful chart that Heaven and Earth just put out. Arabic Princess, I believe it's called. It's just beautiful, the detail and the artwork. And so I got it, and then I quickly was able to pull in a couple other stitching friends, and we are going to start it next month. We're going to start it on November 15th as a new start. So I need to get my fabric and I need to get my floss and everything ready to go. I am so excited to start this one. It is beautiful. So gorgeous, so me. The eyes, the colors, just everything about it is beautiful. Very much looking forward to starting it. So that is my upcoming new start plans. Thank you for joining me here today. We're in October, middle of October. I'm going to continue on with my regular plans that I had prior to attending the retreat, which I believe are my focus piece will continue to be worked on every day if I'm able to. And then I cycle through my rotation pieces and stitch on it until I get about 500 before I go on to another rotation piece. That seems to be working right now, and it seems to be, I really like the way it's going right now. No pressure, just fun stitching. And then I have another month to prepare for my countdown to Christmas, which I always look forward to. This year is no different. I have my countdown cross stitch, my kittens coming, so my tins filled with kits from Erin Catan. And I ordered that, so that should be coming. That's going to be there. And I already ordered my coffee calendar. You know me and my coffee. I love my Advent coffee calendar. And then I'll have my challenges. And this year, everyone is welcome to join me in my countdown to Christmas. And we're calling it hashtag. I know I should be more prepared than this, but I'm not. Surprise! So anyone who wants to join me with my Christmas countdown and follow along with my challenges, I think the last few years it was stitch 100 stitches on your selected project, or stitch all the red or red related stitches in the project, or green, or I always like to put a few breaks in there because it is Christmas time. You need a break. So anyone wants to join me, every day I'll be pulling a challenge out of the hat or bowl or tin or whatever I have, and that is the challenge I'll be applying to that night's stitching. I usually post the videos in the evening, so we can see how that's going to work. But I will have a challenge for every day, counting down to Christmas, and you're welcome to join along. If you do, please use the hashtag VVSAL, Vonnie's Vlogmas Stitch Along. And yeah, it's going to be lots of fun. So looking forward to it, and happy stitching, everyone. Bye.